Welcome to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. I support Manchester United. Manchester United are in big trouble. The delusionary blind spot that some fans have towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is very problematic and very serious. Manchester United Twitter is a mixture of very deluded people who will defend him and very angry people who are against him. And where do I stand? I don't hate Ole. I love the guy. He was a great footballer for us, a great goal scorer, very loyal. I love him. I think there should be a position for him at the club. A lot of decisions he's made at the clubs behind the scenes have been fantastic. Players he's moved out, players he's brought in, although I suspect not all the decisions were his or from that point of view. But tactically, as a game manager, he's not fit for purpose. Now, surprisingly, at times, his defensive counter-attacking style works, but it's not the Manchester United way, although he keeps on telling us it is the Manchester United way. The treatment of Van der Beek is despicable, and I don't understand it. Did he shag Ole's wife or something? I don't understand. That's a mystery to me. His erratic team selections every week. Now, let's talk about last night's League Cup match, which we were knocked out of by West Ham. We've played them for the, third day, 2 games in 3 days or whatever it is, right? We beat them. I'm not sure we deserved to beat them on Sunday, but we did. So basically he changed the entire team, but there were still 11 internationals in that team. Here's the issue for me. He wholeheartedly changed that team, so it's players who are not used to playing together on match day. But people like Tellers and Lindelof are not match fit. That's the problem. He hasn't kind of thrown them in now and again, in the second half of when we've been winning games by 3 or 4, 4-1 or whatever it's been at Old Trafford, against Leeds, against Newcastle. They're not match fit whatsoever. So there's the problem. Listen, we saw on Sunday that West Ham are a damn good side. Now, if you want to dramatically change the team against Bournemouth or Hartlepool or whoever, right? I get it. You're probably going to get away with it. But you're not going to get away with it like this. Also, when Fergie used to do this and pretty much say not so many words, I don't give a shit about the League Cup, I want to win the Champions League, I want to win the Premiership, the FA Cup. You understood it because we were dominating European football and we were also dominating the Premier League. So you said, fair enough, who cares about the League Cup? We are a club desperate for a trophy. We have a manager who pretty much has to win a trophy or he's out. He may not even qualify in the top 4 at the end of this season. Now, we've already lost the first game against Young Boys, another despicable situation. So for 2 games in a row, midweek, we have lost 2 winnable cup games. Now, I'm not, a lot of fans are confident that Manchester United will qualify for the second phase of the Champions League. I'm not so sure. 10 men or not, we should have held out. We should have beaten Young Boys. There's something wrong at Manchester United, and it's the manager. It's his soul. It's his football ethos. It simply doesn't work. Now, even the people who defend him know the truth, but they can't face it. People think you shouldn't criticise anyone at Manchester United apart from Ed Woodward and the Glazers, and that's loyalty. Well, they gave him the money this summer. He's brought in 3 world-class players. Is he utilising them at their best? Well, Ronaldo pretty much is going to play up front because that's where he wants to play. And Ronaldo is in charge of his own destiny, right? He's not going to be played as a fullback or a left winger or a right winger. But let's look at Anthony Martial, for example. This is an interesting one. Now, under LVG, he was a very progressive player, but he wasn't a forward. He was kind of not necessarily a winger, but a guy who was further out and who would just come in. And this is how he was able to score his early goals for Manchester United. When everyone was crying about LVG buying him, spending all that money, a player of such a young age, I said, I trust him. He's the one who writ the blueprint for the Ajax youth system. He galvanised Dutch football. The man's a genius. He's an evil genius. He's a mad genius. And I had several issues with Van Gaal at United, but the purchase of this player isn't one of them. And people are talking about this player saying, Martial is a terrible player. He's not trying. He's not trying. That's a disgusting statement. Listen, Ollie has decided this is a striker now. He's not a striker. He can come in and come in from the wing, right? That's what he does, and it works. He's better on the wing than he is centrally as a goal scorer. He can score goals, but it's better when he comes in from deep and does it. That's his natural game, and that's the game that he understands. You could even have him in the withdrawn Cantona role. That would be kind of interesting, because he can kind of make the play, but mostly he can create things from the wing, and he can actually run with the ball and come in as well, turn in. So he's a really good player who's not being utilised. Again, what Solskjaer does, he grabs players and sucks the confidence out of them. You know, Van der Beek came in with a very confident reputation, and we were very excited to sign him, for 35, 36 million. It was a great deal, and we expected him to start from every game, and now we're begging the manager to start him. He did really well last night, despite us losing the actual game. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's body language was obvious to see for everyone. He didn't care. He thinks he's Fergie. He thinks it's only the League Cup. What about last week? Being beaten by young boys in the Premier European competition. Does it matter? Because we've got better teams to play. How much better will we do against them? Manchester United are a team who don't play in terms of a strong tactical game. They play on individuality. Manchester United have got world-class players. In a lot of games in the Premier League, we are going to get away with it. But ultimately, when it comes to better teams, I mean, Chelsea are going to destroy us. Let's look at Chelsea. Chelsea had Lampard, a legendary player who came in, and they sacked him. And then they solved the problem by bringing in one of the best young German managers in world football. Look at them now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will never win a trophy. I say this with complete confidence. Please make me be wrong. Please, but I don't think that I am. This man needs to be removed as Manchester United manager as soon as possible. But he won't be. And that's the issue. And I mean, the social media of the club are just spin doctors, aren't they? You know, as soon as we lose, the players come out with the scripted thing, we'll try better, we go again, we go again. But how many times can I hear that we go again, we go again, we go again? Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I say, I love him, but we're not Oxfam, we're Manchester United. We want one of the best experienced managers in the world, and I don't think Antonio Conte is the answer. Do I know who the answer is? To be honest with you, I don't at the moment. You know, Klopp, we missed that opportunity. The current Chelsea manager, we definitely missed that opportunity. We missed it. You know, we missed the former Tottenham manager. I forgot his name now, and now he's at PSG, a really good young manager as well. We've missed so many opportunities to get great world-class managers in, and it's very, very sad, because they brought in Solskjaer, this ex-player, because they had no choice. They couldn't bring anyone in at that time of the season. So he was a great temporary manager and did a great job. But once he wanted the job, he started being defensive and playing his defensive counter-attacking football. And it's very, very interesting how no one is speaking the truth about this manager, because they think they're disloyal. You're not being disloyal. Having that man in charge of our club is ruining the club. Now, right, we have to wait another season. They're not going to sack him now. They're going to leave him here to the end of the season to see what he does. And when we finish mid-table, then they will remove him. And then we go again. And then we start again. It's a never-ending revolving door. One of the things, I don't attack the Glaziers as a habit. The Glazers, should I say. And they're not window fixers, are they? But what I would say about them, the mistakes they have made, the one mistake they've made, their appointments, their managerial appointments have been all wrong since Fergie left. You know, they didn't research LVG to find out his people skills, because he has none, although he's a great, intelligent manager who has got a great eye for a young player. No denying that. Moyes was a terrible decision, wasn't theirs. They should have put their foot down when Fergie insisted in bringing him in on a long 5-year contract as well. That was a disaster. Jose wasn't the Jose that we could have done something for us, and predictably it became a very, very big, short-tempered mess. And then we bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who'd only managed Mulder and the United reserve team. And I don't understand. He doesn't have a good structure either, a coaching structure. Apparently, him and his main assistant don't even take the coaching of the players. Literally, Ollie just does the tactics and gives a quick pep-me-up team talk just before the game. This is not a good setup, and this doesn't work. Ultimately, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will lose his job at the end of this season. There's no question about that, whether you're Ollie in or Ollie out. Right now, I have to be Ollie out. I can't stand here, right? I cannot stand here. You know, and pretend I'm loyal to this kid. I think he's a great guy. He's done some great things, great player for us, but he's never going to win any trophies. And Manchester United needs to be dominating European and English football. It's as simple as that. And if you think his little victories that he's had since he's a manager are good enough, good for you. If you want to be more patient, good for you. I don't want to be. But it doesn't matter whether you're Ollie in or not. He will be sacked at the end of the season. We're not going to finish anywhere near the top 4 this season the way we're going. We're too inconsistent. His team selections are inconsistent. It simply isn't going to work. His refusal to play Van der Beek is mystifying. Mystifying. No one in football understands why. And to make it worse, he wouldn't even allow the lad to progress his career and leave the club, which I would have been very frustrated about, but it doesn't work. He brought in 3 world-class players. He could have sacrificed the Sancho acquisition. We weren't desperate for Sancho, and he could have brought in a central defensive midfielder, a world-class one, for lots and lots of money. But he didn't do that. More schoolboy errors by Ollie. This is not the type of manager who should be managing Manchester United Football Club. And whether you defend him or you don't, you know this guy isn't good enough to be our manager. Fact. This is Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. I will see you again in the next video. Till then, to the pip.